Next to me, Popcorn featuring Tony Ann, 104.5 Vibes Radio. It's 11 minutes after 8. Good morning to you, Kenya. TBT situation right here on Morning Vibes. Me talking Matado Tada, the Beast, your local energy provider. And I hope you're good, man. I hope uko tu sawa, spreading that positive vibration, energy na kafiti sana on social media. I keep on stressing energy, yeah, because that's all you're left with. Wherever you come, Kenya, stay alert. Get out there and make it happen. Follow your dreams, nini. And importantly, engage na mimi kwa hizi my conversations. I'm really looking forward to hear your perspective. Maswali konazo. You know, this hour tunakuanga na mjadala to public opinion, but today we're doing it different kama kawaida every Thursday. Tunakuanga na a day in my life where we highlight stories of Kenyans. We showcase stories of Kenyans who are out here doing amazing things, shifting conversations, you know, trending nini as in anima guys, basically pretty much the whole lineup tumekuwa now up Iviko Vibes Radio on Thursdays. It's just legendary. Yes, and today I'm excited because finally, your request mnasema, oh, Kevs, nah, bruh, nime get. And the Reverend is here, the legend. Amekaribika sana, he's feeling comfortable. Nitaacha yani musikio sauti so you can tell akupatia hizo deja vu za sijui how many years ago.
Hey, bro, this is a real deja vu, man.
Deja vu, yo, kweli.
Deja vu for days, and I'm not talking about the club.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
no, man.
About the word and its meaning. It's good to be back in the studio, man.
Man, how does it feel being in a radio studio?
Well, it's weird because, first of all, I think this is the dopest, the sexiest
Nakafiti sana.
Studio in Kenya, bro.
Is it?
I've been in many studios in the 254 in most of the radio stations.
Yeah.
But yo, hapa ni 10 over 10.
Tumecheza kama sisi.
Bro, it's very beautiful.
Yeah,
like
bro.
You know, the whole ambience.
True,
hey, I'd
man.
love to do a show here, man.
Bro, you never know.
It gives you some type of energy.
Really, yeah?
Yeah,
no, man. You guys, this I have to big up the OG, TJ.
Yeah.
Japani. This is obviously his
TJ
idea.
Japani, my man.
Japani,
man. His farm.
His farm.
Also,
you guys come from way back.
Yeah.
No, man.
I've always been very confused about his name. You know, the first time I met him, I thought I'm going to meet some guy from looking like, Jackie Chan. Someone from Japan.
Yeah, man.
They're two different things.
Exactly. He's such a fresh guy, man. Big up. So, let me ask you something, Shaffie Weru. First of all, karibu sana kwa show.
Asante.
And we've really been looking forward to this conversation.
I know, man. I know. Big shout out to your producer, Diego, for being persistent.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when he started looking for me just when I dropped my new show.
Yeah, Shafted.
And it was so busy, it was hectic, and my team, Tim Rimbui, who's like my manager and also my co-partner and the producer on Shafted, but let me tell you something. If I've seen a producer who's persistent and who's gonna go a long way in this radio industry, it's gonna be Diego.
100%.
Because Maze is a text. He follows up.
True.
And like I used to tell my producers before I became a radio personality, before I became the star behind the microphone, I was a producer, so I know what it takes to be a producer. You need to follow up. Just making that phone call and asking a guy to pull up, and you are assuming that you're giving them status, or you're giving them an opportunity to come to a show to expose themselves. That's not
because enough ukwe persistent, because people are busy and then people have this status thing,
especially you're a producer of a morning show, or you're a producer of a weekend show. Those are the hardest times to lock down a guest. And you see, the thing is this: calling a guest and making a poster does not entitle you to that guy to show up.
Kweli.
Follow amaze yego mpaka leo subuhi ameniamsha na good morning. Jana
alisema good morning.
Aliniambia good morning.
No man.
Nikajua tu msana jaribu kucheck hapo yako area code.
True.
He followed up yesterday like thrice, and also he tried telling me about the traffic on Mombasa Road and everything. Because I didn't want to miss I confused the two exits of the expressway.
Right.
Unajua kuna ya Panari. Alafu kuna hii next. South and the other one. Yes. But I still got lost. I ended up tracking from Panari instead of coming. Capital Center.
Right.
Ningekuja mbele kidogo nitoke ingine.
Yeah, but we had a feeling unge show up because you seem like a genuine guy, bro. When that comes in true.
Bro, let me tell you, bro. As in, I've been in this industry. I've never missed work even for a day. I'm like Jordan.
100%, not even for a day.
Not even for a day. I know many people, even my very close friends, like even now, like I'm looking for things to do. When appointments come up, guys are like, "Hey, Shaffie had to show up." Guys are like, "Are you mad? This guy didn't show up." Yes, I drink, I party, and yes, you might think that this guy is too eccentric, but no, kazi ni kazi, maze.
Kazi lazima ichapwe, maze.
As in, I worked. The last I started working officially when Arsenal won the league. That's in
205, isn't it?
203. Oh, cheesy. That's not
Missy Fano Arsenal.
In fact, by the way, this is a blessing in disguise. If you're an Arsenal fan and you're listening,
man.
If you guys win the league, trust me, I'm coming back to radio.
That's true, man. That's a sign. That's a sign.
You see, it's a sign, bro.
Exactly.
The last time Arsenal won the league is when I got employed.
What?
2003.
No, man. So unadhani Arsenal
Holland, Man City alikuwa 3 years.
No, man.
We're talking about 20 years ago. So,
are you an Arsenal fan, bro?
No, I'm not an Arsenal fan.
Okay.
I can never be an Arsenal fan. But my nephews and my family members, most of them are Arsenal fans. Me, I'm a Chelsea fan, and we are consistently losing since we lost the Russian and got some new owners. Tumekuwa tu tunafanya madhogodhanio, but you know what? Today is about Arsenal.
No, but today is also about Shaffie Weru. Shaffie ako hapa hivi maze. So bro, let me ask you. Let's get down into the business.
Let's do this.
Unacheki sasa, of course you've been in the game, and for I think about 2 years ago you made some serious headlines. Also kona sama guy. This happened on the 20th of March, isn't it?
Yes.
2020 what? 2018?
Is it March?
March
2020.
2020.
Yeah. It's been 2 years.
That's 2 years. 2 years ago.
2 years ago in March.
Yeah, and this one really ilipata attention. I was say off guard. Wasa wakasema what? A whole Shaffie Weru. How mazei hapana kuna kitu na happen. Maybe wana to prank. Unajua hizo ndo zilikuwa ngama rumors. But let me ask you, before we talk about your situation really happened kwa hiyo kampuni, do you feel appreciated na industry yenyewe, media owners, the fans? Unadhani wana kutreat fiti as a legend? Because let's face it, the many Kenyans who look up to you, especially young Kenyans, wanasema na deko kwa kasha siku moja, content creators nini.
Well, the thing is this, for all my fans, as in all the people who've always motivated me and always had my back, the same guys who came for me when I messed up, all I can say is that that I feel very appreciated. As in, it's never gone. As in, there's no day that me pull up to an event, me pull up to a club, and I don't get guys just shouting me out. Even coming into your studio right now, the lady who brought me from downstairs, and no cap, and yo, I've met many people because I think it's her job to usher in guys here.
Of course, yeah.
And big people.
Yep.
But Maze, we went deadly.
One of the biggest.
So that just goes to show, man.
Yeah, true.
As for the industry itself, for the industry, it will take time for them to appreciate what I've done and what I achieved and what other people have done. So I'm sure it's the flowers will come sometime, but for my fans, my listeners, Team Shaffie, Maze, bro, waseni wale
Team Shaffie bado stand strong, still conversations bado go on.
They're the ones who are always assuming a lot of things. Wananipangia maisha yangu Maze. I don't even have an opportunity to arrange my own life.
Obviously people know this brand. Msanii wa Shaffie amekuwa in the game nini. People love you, you're like an idol. Let's go back to day one. Ulilelewa wapi? Are you like a Nairobi guy?
I'm a Nairobi born and bred.
Born and raised,
Born and bred in Nairobi. I've just moved to 2 different three different area codes from where I was born. I believe my mom told me I was born around Ngara sides. Kuna hosi hapo inaitwa I think Guru Nanak or something. Yes, but that's a story to be confirmed with her.
You never know.
But yes, her family was squatters in Kibra.
Oh, interesting.
Kibra number 9 huko kwenye kwa kina Octopizo, and then at one point some church just Lokovu had to take over the particular land.
Okay.
And now the land had to be we had to be moved to resettled to another area, tukatoka Kibera, tukaenda Katokera, and then from Katokera my mom, I used to live with my mom's sisters, my mom's mom, my mom's mom's mom, my great grandmother, and then I was about 4 or 5 years, and then I moved with my mom because she used to work in the airline business, so she was up and about.
Okay.
So labda lazima ngerezi wana community, which I never regret. I appreciate. So tulitoka Kibra ni huku hii side ya juu karibu njia ukienda showground Ayani Estate. Sasa tukaenda vile side nyingine ya reli. Tukaenda hiyo side, sasa imeshikana Katokera, imeshikana na Soweto, imeshikana na Line Saba. Yeah, but so when my mom settled, she stopped flying. Akaanza akapata nini like desk duties because now alikuwa anapiga job pale Sabina Airlines hapa JKIA. I moved in with her and her husband at that time as a stepson hapa South Sea. Tukatoka South Sea tukaenda Weru, tukatoka Weru tukarudi South Sea. Yeah, so that's
all over the place, man.
Sorry, I forget. Tulitoka nini nikitoka Kibich walikuwa nishi golf course.
Yeah.
Golf course is in Ngumo side, Kenyatta market hiyo side uko nyuma. But hatukupa huko sana. So alafu ndo tuka.
How ilikuangaje growing up with the stepdad?
Stepdad, it was hard.
Normal
it was abnormal, it was tricky. Yeah. But you know what? It is what it is, man. It you know, shaped me to be the person that I am today. I never expect anything to come easy.
Yeah, man.
Plus also, I totally understand stepdads and how they operate.
Yeah.
But the good thing about whatever happened to me in that particular situation is the fact that me saying niko na watu wangu, niko na stepson and stepdaughter, and I treat them so right because, bro,
can imagine
it's never their fault.
Yeah. True. And what about let's fast forward sasa umemada kampo ama high school whatever education in nini?
High school nikaingia Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, School of 99, nika graduate about 201 hapo.
Sasa hold it right there. Sasa nataka tuingie kwa the game. The day Shaffie Weru was born, the reverend.
The day Arsenal won the league.
The day Arsenal won the league. In fact, ndio unishow your first day in a creative space.
Yes.
Really go down and alafu msali notice talent yako and all these other things we'll be talking about. Right now, of course, I'm with a great man and this is his busy signal. Great man. It's 22 minutes after 8. Hashtag Morning Vibes on 145 Vibes Radio.
This is the Morning Vibes on Vibes Radio.
Morning Kenya, hashtag Morning Vibes on 104.5 Vibes Radio, your local energy provider, Kev Matara. And I'm chilling with the Reverend, the one and only Shaffie Weru is in the building. Buddha unajua ni Thursday, karibuni zime Friday.
It's a new Friday.
It's a new
kind of Friday.
Yeah, man, weekend was a
baby Friday.
Yeah, baby Friday. No, man, today we're basically trying to understand Shaffie Weru's life. He's a great man, tunajua yani tunataka kujua things from his own angle yani. Hizi rumors mwache yani. So if you have any questions tuwapata chance ya kupiga simu. Right now the conversation is ongoing and I just want to understand one thing, Shaffie Weru. Why is it that people are usually very people don't really try and find out facts? Wakenya tupendanga rumors, hizi matoks zikuanga kwa masaloon, makinyozi, social media. Why is it that we're slow to find out the truth about situations?
Well, first of all, it's not like a Kenyan thing. It's just it's human nature, man. It's that in Kenya guys do it on steroids. Everybody.
Yeah.
It's called barbershop talk, saloon talk.
Yeah.
Ziko kila mahali maze. It doesn't matter where you go. First world countries, you come down to third world countries, second world countries, same thing.
Yeah.
But in Kenya, we do everything so different.
Yeah.
And I can tell you for a fact, not spreading fake news or just falling for fake news in Kenya is a thing, man. It's a trend that, bro, we need to check on it because people do not like, confirming or even just doing that due diligence atakidogo. Imetoka ndio imetoka.
Alafu unajua the bigger you got, for example, in your space, now you're becoming great, unakuwa celebrated. You also learned how to do away with these rumors. And ulikuwa unaziignore sasa tu yani. There's nothing you can do.
It's very important. Yeah. It's very important. Two things that you have to do when you're on the limelight. Because that's when you're a star. Those are the downfalls of being a star. Is first you need to learn to ignore. Because if you keep everything to heart, maze, itakuwa pressure. Unafaa kuwa kama ule Mandago. Remember the governor of Wasingishu, former. Vile alisema maze, hii siasa. Usiweke kwa maini.
Unafanya tu.
So you have to learn to do that, and also you have to learn to be put on the spot. As in, people will always, just start something, left or right, because you're there.
Yeah.
You see, you're the chosen one. Because nobody's gonna talk about the unchosen. Because first of all, the fact that you're unchosen, wewe unajijua tu wewe labda na ma relatives wako tu.
At what point in your life in your career did you start feeling like you're the chosen one?
Bro, from me, as in, the funny part is that I dated a lady called Debbie Asela, and we had Milan with Debbie Asela. Debbie Asela was already a star way before me. I was a producer at Radio Africa. Hash was already an actor, big actor, because those days theater was so big at Phoenix theaters. That's where everyone used to go to get talent. Things just change. Ika change, ikakwazani mastani wase wa radio na wase wa TV. Sasa imechange, mastani wale wase wanaposti ma vitu Instagram in a certain way, influencers. Yeah. So at that particular time, I was already dragged into that whole, stardom situation because of that. And I could tell. And the funny part, or the funny thing, is that all that drama started from not this building, but from this company. This company used to be at Nyeri House, and you guys had offices at Nyeri House.
You're talking about Standard.
Standard. Kabla washikani wa match. So ilikuwa Pulse. Pulse was unveiled when I was just starting the game. And Pulse magazine was one of the biggest, contributors of creating my, my space and everything that I live by and everything that I achieved. Yes, Pulse magazine. Big shout out to Smita. Big shout out to Charles Otieno. Big shout out to Boni. Boni Boniface Mwangi, the activist,
the only OG.
Yes,
Boni.
One of he was the main cameraman. He was the real paparazzi, the first paparazzi in the 254. Kulikuwa cameraman.
But
the guys used to shoot different things, politics, sports, courts. Like inside kulikuwa na Boni ndo alikuwa paparazzi deadly. In fact, Boni maze, I have to give him his flowers because akirelease mapicha zangu zingine leo maze. Hata hiyo story ilifanyika 2 years ago itaishi. Bro, itaisha. So
kulikuwa na come different.
Yeah, so you see, we were celebrated. In whatever way we were celebrated, because they used to like follow us and just write anything you did has been put out there.
But they noticed they noticed you were different. What do you think was different about you?
Because we're organic. We're super organic, bro. As in everything just fell in place. Uli kijana tu mazee ametoka mtaa moja noma sana. South Sea. I grew up with Issa.
Mnajuana your time when you guys were young.
Bro, we're neighbors, man.
No.
Mbugani kwa inatoaje? Mugoya. I'm telling you, it's a long time. It's been a long time. Yeah, we all grew up together. We all hang out together. When guys used to go out, even those days, we used to go out Kimta. Napata wase wa Buru, napata wase wa Nairobi West, napata wase wa kutoka Kali.
Can imagine.
Wase wa East. As in, it was a family feeling.
Yeah, man.
Things worked differently then. People hated less. People didn't understand hate. So
when I talk the golden era.
It was a golden era when everything was just sliding. You going to slide to vibe, And right now things have really changed, Maze. Things have become so hectic.
Let's go back to
it's become cutthroat.
Cutthroat. Cutthroat. We'll talk about that. Let's go back to day one. Umepata gig yako at that company.
When Arsenal.
When Arsenal.
A day like today.
Manze,
20 years ago.
Take me to that day. Your gig will
the only difference is that right now they're suffering. They were celebrating. That year was a good year.
I have to touch on that, by the way.
That year was a very good year. Arsenal had just won. I was supporting Arsenal. Then I was a Liverpool supporter. And before now, Chelsea was bought by Abramovich, and then I jumped ship. But I used to be a producer. And then at one point, radio was booming and it was growing so heavy.
You're going to produce which show?
I was producing. I produced all the shows because the producers at that particular time were far apart. So ukiingia morning unapiga kutoka morning unaelewa mpaka jioni. So you're producing all the shows. Vitu za watu wa morning mnawekea the night before. And then so I was producing across board.
Interesting.
And I was under a guy called Lance Mombanga, who was the main producer.
But
him now, he was handling all the creatives and all the commercials and everything. Because what Radio Africa had was a radio station called Kiss FM. Then we had our own production studio. We produced our own commercials, our own jingles. We mixed down and loaded all the music, etc. So nilikuwa nafanya. Kidogo I was more famous than majority of all the presenters because I was more talked about. Because of my relationships, me going out and everything. Everything was life was
your time good. How old were you in your 20-somethings?
I was about 22.
They were talking about you more than the presenters.
Actually, I started working when I was 20. I was 20 actually.
They're talking about you more than the presenters.
So the Mzungu, who was there, John Wilkins, was like, yo, every time I go meeting now, I'm a presenter, and you people need to be as famous as this young boy who does nothing. Who is he? Why is he the one on the pulse and you guys are not on the pulse? So the guys who were there, like Mano Kageni, Carla Mutoko, Olivia Otieno.
Shout out to Olivia.
Came in later. Shiko Mwerore, Kwach, Ian. Many guys. These are all OGs guys who are there. But bro, mimi ndo nilikuwa naongelewa.
That's interesting.
Every Friday.
No umesema reason. What was the reason exactly? Ulikuwa tu ni good vibes yani.
As in I was born to be a star. Man.
You're out here.
It just happened. It just worked so hard. So that conversation, even during Christmas parties at the end of the year, guys are like, yo, employee of the year,
Shaffie
Weru.
Is that your real name, by the way?
Yeah, that's my real name.
Interesting.
Shaffie Weru.
Oh, big up. So fast forward. Wali kupromotaji ukaingia kwa.
Sasa hiyo nimeshinda hizo employee of the year kama mazee mara 2010. The stars in the station wao wanalipodo mingi nini lakini mimi ndo ni deadly.
Jesus.
So one day guys a poaching game started. So Citizen Hot 96 afunguliwa kapochwa. Nani akapochwa. Stations siku moja ilikuwa na wase. Me in the process of all this nilikuwa nafanya show Saturday peke yake inaitwa Keeping Kenyan. We used to do a lot
I remember that one.
So Yo Monday maze tumekama wasema at a station, the station was falling apart. Nikambo tu bro, you're the last line of defense. Unaingia show,
no
drive
man,
show kuanzia Monday.
What?
And it is what it is, man.
Na ulikuwa na ilikuwa I'm assuming like towards the weekend, ilikuwa kituka Friday Thursday.
Niliambiwa Friday.
Ilikuwa Friday.
Nitoke niende Dunda.
Ulikuwa umetense deadly ama you were just ready.
Monday unaingia kwa show. In fact, that whole time I had to now just be educated and told, bro, what not to say, what, because already first of all, I changed the way radio was being listened to, because now I came just to be real. And you know, majority of people were being employed at that time because of an accent or having a beautiful voice. You have to have like a very beautiful radio voice. You have to talk like an alien.
Yeah.
So those are the things that that had to change. And boom, bro, tukaingia show maze the following Monday from about 2:05 to 4 there, and bro, it never stopped. We had the biggest,
ulikuwa na nani your show with your okay, she was also your first co-host.
Yes, she was my first co-host.
Interesting.
And then I've only had two co-hosts. Yeah. After Kalechemumu, I did Adele, and that was it, bro.
Na nikushua feedback ilikubamba. Guys were going crazy,
We went on air and it was just crazy because no one had paid attention to the weekend shows until that particular day. That's when even I realized because the Keeping Kenyan, we used to do it, me, DNG, Kalechemumu, ule tu Sanapetande. Ule ana hangi ule aja akaosoba ndo anakamtua na do show. Because we're playing Kenyan music, we understood it. And that's what radio needed. It needed people who just want to vibe.
So ulifanya drive for how long?
I did drive for over 12 years.
Jesus, a long time.
No, 15.
Ndo kaenda morning show, sindio? Morning ukafanya for how long?
Years.
So you know one thing, Shaffie, waso behind closed doors, hata squeezy, nothing like behind closed doors, hata kwa social media, nini. People say, radio is not like what it used to. And every time wanasemanga hizi ma comments, the first name that comes to mind is Shaffie Weru.
Yes, sir.
And in fact, even that company that you work for, ukiangalia kwa comments, squeezy, they've been changing people, and they're saying, they'll never match Shaffie Weru, nini. So we'll talk about that when we come back in a bit. Lakini, for Arsenal fans, have a listen to this.
Basi elezea labda kilichotokea. Nini hasa kilikuwa kikwazo cha nyinyi kutoshinda labda? Tunaumia sisi mashabiki na sio wachezaji. Sisi ndo tunaumia. Wanafikiri tunasema vipi kule mtaani kule tunasema, "Sio nini? Ona ni halali ya matokeo. Ona ni halali." Haya, nani? Sisi tunaumia wachezaji, sisi mashabiki ndo tunaumia, lakini sio wachezaji. Lakini sababu ya nyinyi ni hujuma. Staki. Naomba niache, ni hujuma. Labda kwa nini hii imeenda? Hii imeenda kabisa. Hii imeenda.
104.5 Vibes Radio. Good morning. #morning vibes with your boy Kemataro Tada, the BC local energy provider. And of course, tuko kwa a day in my life hanging out with Shaffie Weru. Yes, trying to understand everything from his perspective. A story of his life. Now, Shaffie Weru, wanasema radio has never been the same ever since you guys left. What made it different? Nini maza tufani correct sahi?
Anyway, well, I told you, radio, on my show,
man.
I said that radio was dying and I'm here to kill radio. And that was just like a metaphor. It's like eating life with a big spoon.
Absolutely.
The reality of, the radio, the current situation of radio in the world and in this particular country, it's not sitting pretty. It's not like those days where radio ruled and airwaves were everything. And there's too many things happening, and there's an absolute disconnect in the Kenyan radio industry. A super disconnect. People are getting people on radio for the wrong reasons. And also, guys are hiring people out of panic.
Out of panic.
You cannot recreate some things. The same way Adam and Eve were Adam and Eve. And we'll never go back to the Garden of Eden. We'll never walk naked and look cool again. Ukitembea naked saizi and you're trying to recreate Adam and Adam and Eve. Was sort of from cheesy. So it's interesting times, and the disconnect is real.
Okay.
And the reality is that radio is losing out to so many things. Because people have a voice, people now have their own control, they're their own DJs, they're their own masters of their own destiny. Information right now is out there for everybody to get.
There's so much content.
You do not have to make an appointment with anybody to get information. If I just take you back a bit, when I grew up in golf course, I was in like class 6, 7. And I know every Sunday I had to wake up very early, nikimbie nikagetie buda, Sunday Standard and Sunday Nation. Mazem angeamka after mahangi zake, uko maftena kosezo gazeti ni kuoko.
Maze ni war.
And it was fun, it was good. That was the norm. So and then that died. people start making appointments with the TV stations, which TV stations in this country.
Bedoneza bonga moso hili pia tukuna guys wa kufa.
Let's say what TV station in kwa country walitengeneza TV stations around news. News was their biggest program. And you go on news deadly. Uko tuna news deadly. 9 p.m. news, 7 p.m. news, uko on news deadly. You're regarded as the best TV station. Because people had to make appointments to watch news at those particular times, 7 and 9. And then was easy, wakitaka anything before 7 and 9 ilikuwa radio station. So radio kutoka morning 6 mpaka 6, radio ndo kila kitu. Because that's the only thing you can carry around.
Yeah.
You know, it's mobile.
Yeah.
You have it in your car. You can listen to it when you're, working with headphones. You can do whatever.
Yeah.
And then the same thing that built radio and made radio so mobile and so effective is the same that's eating them now.
Which is
came now, the mobile phone.
The mobile.
And the mobile phone incorporate kila kitu, ikachukua kila kitu. Ikachukua TV, ikaweka hapo ndani, ikauko na Apple TV, ikachukua nini, ma Spotify.
So it cut you short, Shaffie, but kuna ma stations zina thrive sana worldwide. I think we all know them, especially, in a place like in America, for example. Hata hapa hivi Kenya, but wase bado wanasema it's not really different. So because you've been a radio boss also, ungepatia wase advice aje. If you want to make your platform thrive in this day and age, what's the one thing you're supposed to do?
As in, be authentic.
Authenticity inamaanisha nini?
Authenticity ndio wase wamepoteza. Kila msee anataka kuweka kamera kwa studio kwa sababu wameona vibes za kuna kamera kwa studio na hizo stations zingine. No, that's not the solution. Having a bigger, better, beautiful studio is not the solution. And having the best person from another station come to your station.
It's still not the solution.
It's not the solution. Solution is finding the new raw talent that is out there that people are vibing with.
Raw talent,
Let me tell you, there are kids out there on their platforms who are doing amazing. Those days we used to hold, radio wars, or we used to have, auditions or run star searches to find, talent in Asia. And then another thing, we need to also remember, things change so quick in this particular time of life that we're living in.
Okay.
So hizo siku mazee ulikuwa unakalisha msee, mmekuwa na presenter wenyu hapo for 50 years. This story imeisha. In fact, if I was a radio boss right now, I'd be giving people 5 years max. 5 years straight max. Contract 5 years, we come, pick a job, meet your targets, build the audience, and then after 5 years, I bring another you.
Okay, first
that's the only way it works.
I don't want us to focus on the radio business so much, because I think solutions start to party. You have to be authentic.
Now competition is very stiff.
Competition is very stiff.
Because of the main enemy that is now digital.
You
have to keep up with that. You have to keep up with all that.
All right, let's talk about what people want to hear. You're before with your former company.
Yes.
Obviously, because what I got from Shaft, it's almost as if there was a misunderstanding.
Well, it's not a misunderstanding. It was not a misunderstanding.
What was it?
It was a pure, outright, scapegoat and being thrown under the bus. But that does not mean that I was not wrong. And whatever I said was not wrong. So and that is why first I made amends with myself. And I came clean even on the show to say, you know what, whatever I said on that particular morning was, in bad taste. It was out of
ukisema thrown under the bus unamaanisha your colleagues ama the people.
I mean this. I mean this. Because first I had to just reassure you. I was out of order and whatever I said, and I'm sorry to the people I had at that particular time. I'm a new person. I know better. But remember, that was not my station. I was an employee of that station. The station where I have said worse things than I did on that particular day, and I made them millions of shillings. I kicked ass heavy. Nilikuwa deadly.
Of course.
I was being paid and I used to get raises. And when I say raises, I don't mean raisins. Raises, pake, do.
Think tulichikipi sleep yako mzee.
Nikisemaga, nikikuwa vile nilikuwa. Nobody taught me different. Because you see, establishments like even here, Vibes Radio, at my age, I understand one thing. You wake up every morning to come and work for the big boss. So you have to be given a conducive working environment.
Clearly,
where you before you go on there, you just don't go do whatever you do, and then when you mess up, guys come for you, close and with daggers. Inafaa kuwa you've been educated, you're informed that this is right, this is wrong. We'll cover you like this. Me, the only way I used to be covered at that station is by being told we have very good lawyers. So all my court cases, maze.
So ukisema covered unamaanisha protected.
Yes.
Yeah.
So unaona. So we just you need to know. It's like in football. When you become a professional football player. Unajua ukikujia msee na mastats zikionekana hivi on red card. So when people get red cards doing those dumb things, they can even be fined. Unaelewa? Because you already know. You know better.
Yeah, if your former company reached out to you, make amends, wanataka work na wewe tena, because clearly, according to what people are saying, they've never replaced you.
Yes.
Are you willing to, have a relationship with them again?
Imeenda. Never. I will never ever.
Unaisema na hate, man.
No, not with hate.
Unaisema na disgust.
I'm so tired. Let me tell you. The one thing that people never ask me, and that's why I never come for radio stations. You always ask me about that day, what I said, and how, what transpired after that. You need to ask me, how did it affect me?
Really?
Imagine.
I was getting there, actually.
Okay, imagine, like, I did this for, let's say, close to 17, 15 years. That's all I knew. That's the only thing I knew how to do. I knew at the end of the month, I have my check of over 800 G's waiting for me. And then all of a sudden, out of one mistake, it was taken away from me. And it was taken away in a very, inhumane.
You didn't expect that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
How could you expect?
It was very disrespectful. Online, on Twitter, bro.
Unadhani kulikuwa na msanii alikuwa na beef na wewe ama it was just...
No.
It was the corporate who pushed this agenda.
No. Anytime you work for the big boss, just know that's not your home.
Yeah.
And he's not your mother.
Let's talk about cancel culture. Reaction pay ilikuwa normal from the fans. Did you expect that?
Well, I didn't expect that, but I should have expected it because it was that season of the cancel culture. What's the cancel culture now? It's dead, gone. Because half of the things they were cancelling, never, as in, whatever they were trying to change, they never changed. In fact, it made everything worse. So, plus all these campaigns, you need to understand one thing. Like even when I was being, targeted, majority of the people who are targeting me were people who are being funded.
Oh, it
was fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, these are guys who have targets. We're going to target Madonna, but hey, by the way, if you cancel this or if you push this agenda like this,
also there was an agenda.
More funding. There was an agenda.
Yeah.
The court case is ongoing between me and the station because of my pay and everything. But the reality is that, investigations, some of the tweets that were being sent to the various, corporates.
Including
CA, that is the Communication Authority. Unapata maze ni IP moja imetuma ka tweet thou. I know of some ladies who work in very big NGOs. I'm not going to name them because you know what, that's their bread and butter. Who just came for me because they just had to make me an example so that they can be able to hit their targets. So those are the things that I've realized and I've learned. Before I thought maybe even it was a competitive radio station because I was too badass. But no, it was never about that. It was never a direct, direct radio to radio, heat. This heat came directly from NGOs, people who run all these organizations.
That's interesting.
That have an agenda, including feminism.
Let me ask you, fast forward, how did it affect your social life? Mbogi bado sahi uko fiti now, did they treat you like, the OG Shaffie? Ama wame change, like they're not really...
No, let me tell you something. No, you can never be the OG, man. Let me tell you. Even when you watch movies about gangs, there's a time in life where now you become a retired OG. There are new people who come in, and the faster you realize that, yes, you're not at the top. You are at the top. You'll get the respect because you are at the top, but you're not at the top. Someone else is at the top. That's the only way you live to see another day.
What about your family? How did it affect you as a father?
It affected my mom. It affected my mom heavy. It affected my daughter because, she's only turning 9 this year. And, she still wonders, when are we going to your office, because I take to the office ile anajua hii ni private and ile office kwa tunaendaga ile because all my kids have grown up knowing their father is a big ass radio star. But it is what it is.
Wame move on, say.
Kids have moved on. They don't understand it. They still expect all those goodies and dope things that I used to do, but sometimes I can't deliver.
When your kids tell you wakikwambia kitu ka Daddy, I want to be like you. You're my idol. What do you tell them?
Well, I tell them, no, you cannot be like Daddy.
Really?
You have to be you.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
Because,
What's wrong with that?
Being Daddy was good until when I got fired.
Yeah.
So there's more to life, man. There's more to life.
True. There's actually more to life.
And that's what even teachers, when you look at the issue that people are discussing mostly about the CBC and the education system, I keep on telling people, bro, we cannot change the things that the government can't even change. So what you can do best for your children is to educate them in the street hustle, the street life, the reality that is Nairobi, the reality that is Naivasha, the reality that is Eldoret, the reality that is Mombasa. and what is thriving there. Push your kids to that.
It's true. It's a new era.
It's not like our sports and our, all these other co-curriculum activities are so dope. So already we are challenged. So do not be a slavery to, gava imesema vitu sifanywe hivi, so watu wangu watagrow wako hivi.
Speaking of slavery, bado wendanga ma parties, do you party hard ama, say relax because of, you obviously
no, I party
the same guy.
I still party.
Oh, really?
I never saw party.
You're still the reverend.
I'm still the reverend, although I'm trying to just squeeze him out of the picture.
Yeah.
Be more of Shaffie Weru.
Girls still like you, bro, my fans.
I'm still an intellectual, a street intellectual. Madam always love me. Madam never stop loving me. Hata kama alinipiga boko. They still love me. And you see, people love people they hate.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
People love people. Ooh,
you hate
bro, I have
love.
to write that one down, man. No, man. People love people they hate.
But I appreciate.
Yeah.
As it would have been tougher, it would have been harder. I went through a lot. It got so overwhelming at some point. But I'm here.
If you could go back in time, would you party advice when you were younger, starting out in your radio career, umeshafika at the peak of your career, ungejipatia advice gani?
Hey, make better financial choices, man. I'm a spendthrift. I buy a lot of shoes, I buy a lot of hats, I buy cars.
Yeah.
And I travel. And that's where all my money went, man. That's where all my money went. When COVID hit, it hit everybody. It hit me twice because there was COVID, and guys were getting pay cuts and everything. And then plus I got fired.
I know, man.
So you can imagine. That period showed me that, kuna saa zingine unakosa.
Kweli.
And it's all about how you plan and how you save for your future, which I was so poor at it. In fact, my nephew, Ronnie Kip was telling me, Shaffie, I wish I was your financial manager back in 2000s.
Yeah.
Bro, we'd be living large.
Like
right now,
let me ask you, Bado, are you still a spendthrift when it comes to, are you a materialist?
It's a condition.
It's a condition.
It's a condition.
Jesus.
Bro, I have to go for counseling.
Bro, you know one thing, I've seen, you get your dropping bars here. So let me ask you, because I've seen your crew, A1, I say, I don't want to mention names. Yeah, bro. What's your worth, bro? Because I'm seeing fans here. What's your worth?
Bro,
put it out there, bro. Put it out there, bro.
Hey, my worth is a lot, man.
It's a lot, yeah.
Right now, though, liquid, I'm broke. I'm so broke.
Is it?
As in, I'm liquid.
You don't look broke, man.
Liquid. I don't have liquid cash.
Yeah.
These days, every money that comes has to go somewhere.
Absolutely.
And I have to work harder to find it.
Yeah, man.
But wealth, I have a lot of wealth.
Of course.
I have my children. I have my family. I have my home. I have, the wealth niko fiti. But I'd have been better.
Yeah.
But cash, liquid cash, bro, niko down. Like right now, I think in the bank account, niko naka 6K.
Yeah? Really? A whole Shaffie Weru 6K?
Maybe 6,000 pounds.
6,000 pounds. Norma. Yeah. That's pretty much like, I think we may touch on a lot of things. Yes. One thing that stood out for me, bro, is this cancel culture, whatever. Let me ask you, who stands out for you as a content creator? Because there's a guy, alikuwa nasema, let's talk, okay, fine, Andrew Kibe. Alikuwa nasema, man, Shaffie is so big. If only he got into YouTube early.
Well, the thing is this, I was listening to one of the biggest YouTubers in the States, and Joe Biden, and he was laughing at all the other rappers who've tried to jump onto YouTube, and
Joe Rogan, you mean?
No, Joe Biden. Joe Biden is.
There's a guy called Joe Biden.
Yeah?
Interesting. Okay, so I'm checking. Naji-educate.
You're even making me doubt myself. So Biden. Biden.
Kiswahili.
So Biden alikuwa, he's one of the biggest YouTubers right now. So shida yake kubwa ni anaitwa nini, anasema rappers walikuwa wanajaribu kujump into the space, that are jumping into the space since 2018, and ratings za YouTube zinadunda kabisa, but he's making serious dough. The reason when you jump on YouTube and then you don't make money, it doesn't make any sense to do it. You don't push.
True.
But it's a different space, and it's built for different people. It's not my space. I'm just starting it.
Okay.
So Kibe said, yes, I'm a beast, but I'd have been even a bigger beast if I started way.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. So the thing is, in Kenya right now, nobody owns that space properly.
Hakuna mse unaona amekubamba.
Jigush, Blessing Jigush was doing amazing stuff, and his team, and we have the Sandwich podcast.
What about Kibe himself? Content yake kofiti. Is he authentic? Unamconsider mse authentic?
It's very authentic, because he stands for what he knows. He has no time for simps. He has no time to to give women flowers. He just goes hard on anything and everything female. And you see, you have to believe in something, and that's what he believes, and that's his authenticity.
All right, bro.
Yeah, just because it might rub some people some type of way. You ni shida yako maze. You know, that's you right there. But it's working for him, trust me. I think right now he's one of the highest paid people in that space.
Absolutely.
And he's doing it in a market that the money comes. You know, it's all about they play with the IPs, IP address. Unaifanyia huko majuu. Your check will come for sure because you know the systems there work properly.
Bro, for the sake of time, I have to say, Maze, asante Joe.
Asante,
Maze. Conversation lazima ni cut short.
Maze
Joe. Na feeling kwa podcast.
Let me find it.
Joe Biden zizi nitamcheki. So guys, just a quick reminder kabla niambie Shaffie peace. Unafaa kuingia hapo kwa social media. I mean, grab your phone, not social media. Sorry, grab your phone. Pick a box is back. Kuna de kujijenga. You have there's some serious cash to be won. Kuna hapo 20k, 30k, 40k. And depending on the box that you've won, yeah. So idea ni tuma the word vibes to the SMS code 23501. That is 23501. And then kutakuwa hapo hivyo na mabox. Boxes are in the form of digits. And kuna boxes 10, 1 2 3 4 5. Pick any. The lucky box itakuwa na kakitu hapo hivyo ndani, so unajishindia ka utaget tu yani whatever amount from 1000 shillings to 100,000 shillings. And then ukishafanya hivyo, ukishashinda utapata SMS na kushow umeshinda of course. And if you want to withdraw the money, it's very simple, just SMS reply SMS the word poa and the amount umeshinda, alafu utapata hiyo do kwa M-Pesa account yako. And it's very very easy, so take advantage man. You're doing as a kujenga. It's crazy out here.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, eh?
Joe Biden.
Oh, sasa Biden. Okay. Nasikia Biden, kumbe ni Biden. Yeah, easy man, easy. Uskaishia, you have to say peace in the next hour. Yeah, uskaishia. Right now we are at the top of the hour, so tatu kamili. Ingia hapo focus. Yeah. Si omo pick a box. Ni pick a box tu. Yeah. Hey, Buddha unaishi hapa at the golden era. Saa tatu kamili. Noma, Tony Kazi. It's 9 a.m. time for the news. Yep. This is the legend. Unajua leo ni Thursday. Mighty King Kong Ladies Choice. 11 minutes after 9. Good morning. Unakumbuka guys? Yes,
yeah,
the legend.
Very well.
Did you ever interview him?
Yes, I interviewed him. And also he passed away after we just came from a function at Nyeri Stadium. We had just met at there was a kennel that's between there's a car wash and Mada and Nyeri Stadium. That's the last time I saw him in person. Yeah, he used to stand out because of his stick.
Yeah, kweli.
He used to have all of those Father Abraham sticks.
Alikuwa neighbor wangu kwa Kisumu.
Salim true sana man.
Big up man. You guy.
I loved the game and he was an activist and he, you know.
Na alikuwa different.
Very different.
Wow, alikuwa style yake ilikuwa so different yani. So Shaffie Weru, we're wrapping up the conversation right now na dewe waso nipige simu 0719012700. Family, kama uko na swali, any comment, any question maze. Kitu watu unadai kuambia Shaffie Weru, the lines are open. Unaweza nipigia simu. I told you. In fact, you already know it's 0719012700. Then again, there's a question tulikuwa tumeuliza huko hivyo mapema maze. Nilikuwa nasema, if there's any advice that you'd give your younger self, inaweza kuwa advice kama gani, you know, what would you actually tell your younger self? Mambo maybe relationships, your money life, social life. Vitu kwa hizo naenda kusoma hizo comments in just a bit. Right now, tuongea na the one and only Selector Liberator. Niaje Selector, good morning. Yo, niko fiti sana. Bonga, tuko na Shaffie Weru, uko na swali yote?
Shaffie Weru mimi nataka kumpiga.
Yeah, anakusikiza.
Nilimjua akiwa na Kaleche Mumo.
Ulikuwa na mjua akiwa na Kaleche Mumo.
Kwa ile show ya drive show.
Exactly, kwa drive show. Na uko na swali yote ungependa kumuuliza, maybe unadai mentorship?
Mimi ndakatiki kumwambia huku ati sawa kwa vipi nimtiania kwa vipi kwa radio jo.
Sawa. Okay, big up. Wazi jo, big up yourself. Rizla.
Niaje Matara.
Fiti sana maze, tuko na Shaffie Weru, the Reverend himself. Unasemaje? Kuna comment ama swali?
Bana niliamka tu kukuuliza kama atakuandika na ndio huyo nimemsikiza.
By the nice one. So unadai kubonga naye? Anakusikiza man.
Man, big up Shaffie Weru.
Niaje.
Bana, big up, mimi naitwa Rizla kutoka Zeka. Na hiyo story yako bana imenimotivate bana. Endelea tu hivyo. Na sema tu big up tu sana.
Hata big up kwako. Big up kwako na wase wote wa kutoka Pineapple Republic na wapenda sana. and I appreciate. In fact, mazee nimekuwa na madem kadhaa kutoka area za Thika mazee. In fact, I think on Friday I have a date with a chick from Thika.
Kweli
For real, bro.
Wazi asante sana, big up yourself Rizla. Vibes Radio, good morning.
Hello Vibes Radio.
Yo wagwan bro, tunaongea na nani?
Unabonga na kaka Dan kutoka Kitengela.
Yo, the Reverend himself anakusikiza, goteana man.
Oh yeah, Rev.
Buda.
Vipi mse?
Niko area mambo sharp.
Okay, mimi nilikuwa nataka nikuulizaje. Uko na plan yote kurudi kwa radio man?
Maze, hiyo ndo swali kila mtu anauliza. That is the $1 million question. Wacha ni Japani unasikiza? Because this studio yako ina space maze. Hapa naanza we can come and squeeze in here and do something. Anyway, story ya kurudi kwa radio maze, do ikikuwa fiti ndarudi kwa radio. But one thing is for sure, Radio Africa says Rudy.
Yo, umesikia maneno Deno?
This is the Modern Vibes on Vibes Radio.